Visit Pokemon Card Market and buy Pokemon cards from base set up to latest Evolution set with best prices, secured system and easy handling. Only for European players.
How's it going, YouTube? Once again, welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, we'll be looking at one pretty cool deck in the standard format. Today we'll be looking at Primal Clash Excadrill. So this is the card that was released like almost 3 years ago. It's from the 2015, so 2.5 years this card is in play. And it also have very interesting ability, which is called Barrage. So this Pokemon can attack twice, and basically if you can one-hit knock out your opponent active Pokemon with the Match Glow, you can, with the first Match Glow, you can also maybe one-hit knock out his another Pokemon. But the catch is that once you use your Match Glow, you're gonna strike, let's say, for the 50, and if you can knock out your opponent, let's say Combi, you can't. Your opponent, of course, needs to promote another Pokemon in the active position, but you can't play, for example, another Lysander. Because you already attacked, so yeah, that's not gonna happen. But anyways, you can use the twice in a single turn Match Glow, which means that with the Choice Band, theoretically, we can attack for like 80 one of our opponent EX or GX Pokemons. With this beauty, which is named Dhelmise, you can also add 10 more damage counters to your metal Pokemon's attacks with the Steelworker ability, which means right now we can go for like a 90. Striking twice with the 90 means that we can go for like 180. Being able to go for 180 is mostly one hit knocked against Tauros GX, Darkrai, Yveltal, Giratina, blah blah blah, any other Pokemon that has 170, 180 base HP Pokemon, base HP, or of course even less than that. With the Match Glow, but even better, if we can play against something that has weakness onto the metal, Flareon, Jolteon, Vaporeon type, which means fire, lighting, and water, we can also play our Eevolutions in play and maybe even be able to go for the 4 price cards with just a single turn Match Glow use, which is just ridiculously strong. But also being able to go for like 190, theoretically 180, we can also play Kukui, so add even more damage counters to the attack, so that's just ridiculous. I'm running 15 Pokemon, 37 training cards and 8 energies, and at the beginning of the video I'm gonna definitely mention that I couldn't fit one more Escape Rope in a build. I feel comfortable running 3 Trainers Mails, but definitely Escape Rope is a pretty damn good card. In a video that I was recording, I didn't play Escape Rope, and trust me, if I had Escape Rope, probably I would just smash my opponent without too many problems. So yeah, think definitely about cutting 1 Trainer's Mail and definitely adding 1 copy of Escape Rope, because that Escape Rope will definitely help you somehow. Anyways, so I'm running onto the item cards, of course. If you would like to play, you can definitely take 1 Escape Rope, because I highly recommended it, and I highly regret that I didn't put it into the gameplay video. Then, of course, you're gonna run 1 copy of Field Blower, and of course, this deck must have 4 copies of Puzzle of Times, because with 4 copies of Piece of Puzzles, you can always grab with 2 of them, any 2 cards from a discard pile back into your hand, which is just highly recommended with deck like this, because you can definitely grab something you need at this moment. As you can see, I'm not running any kind of the stadium in this deck. I was thinking at the beginning of the video when I was just making this deck, hey, you should play something like a Silent Lab, because Silent Lab can definitely counter your opponent's setup. And then I just thought myself, well, I can't do that. I'm running Oranguru, I'm running my Dhelmise, I'm running also my Tapu Lele-GX. So yeah, I mean, Tapu Lele is here mainly for the turn 1 Brigette, which is pretty powerful in this build, trust me, because you can mainly set up, but also it can be for anything else. It can be for like attacking with just a single double colorless energy for like 20 for each energy attached to all Pokemons in play. It can be also for the turn 1 Brigette, turn 1 Lysander, turn 1 Hex Maniac, or whatever we need at this moment, maybe in the mid or late game for the Lysander. So I definitely like the Tapu Lele at least ×1 in this build. Of course, we don't want to get 2 or 3 Tapu Leles in this deck, because there's a greater chance we're going to start with it, and of course it's just going to cost us a lot especially because this is just a budget build. If you can't afford yourself to buy one Tapu Lele-GX, definitely just discard Tapu Lele, cut one card more, and just take one line of the Octillery, or maybe even better, second Oranguru. So of course, with 4 pieces of puzzles, we're continuing going on with 1 Special Charge and 1 Super Rod, so we can recycle our resources from the discard pile back into our deck, like Pokemon's Special Energies and Basic Energies, which is very important. You really don't want to play more than one of each of these deck cards, because you have 4 pieces of puzzles and you can always grab one more time that card. So yeah, there is no point using more than one of each of these cards. 2 copies of Trainer's Mail is very good card, and I decided to go with 4 Ultra Balls because Ultra Ball can definitely be good one. With the Ultra Ball, we can also grab Tapu Lele, we can grab any of these Pokemons, of course. With the Level Ball, you cannot do that. You cannot grab Tapu Lele, you cannot grab Dhelmise, you cannot grab Excadrill, you cannot grab Oranguru. But the advantage of the Ultra Ball is that you can definitely get rid of some of your supporter cards into the discard pile. So that's the mainly why Ultra Ball is here. And of course, it can allows us to search a deck for any Pokemon. Interesting decision, of course, is also that I'm running only 3 copies of Seekers, and that's mainly the reason, because I wanted to have more opportunity and more space and more flexibilities with some other cards inside of this deck. So yeah, that's the mainly reason why I'm running 3 copies of Seekers, because I have also 4 pieces of puzzles. So even 2 pieces of puzzles at the same time allows me to grab, for example, Lysander. So that's the reason why you don't even need to have 4 copies of Seekers. Copy of Brigette, really like it, no doubt about it. As I mentioned, it turn 1 setup with the Tapu Lele for Brigette is just broken. You can have Eevee, you can have Oranguru, you can have your Dhelmise, you can also start, for example, with the Drilbur, and you can then just Ultra Ball for 1 more Drilbur, and you have pretty much turn 2 explosive start. 1 Hex Maniac for ability abuse, 1 Lysander, of course, 3 copies of N. I mean, speaking about Hex Maniac, you're probably not going to use it, especially if you're going to play with the Eevolutions, and if one of Eevolutions will work for you. But mainly Hex Maniac is here just in case if we stuck against Item Lock Vileplume, so we can maybe get turn to 2 turns maybe to be able to set up, especially with the Tapu Lele. So yeah, just think about that. 3 ends, 1 Ranger. Why in the world would you run Ranger if you have Escape Probe? Trust me, Giratina Chaos Wheel, once it happens, you're not going to be in a good position, especially if you're not going to be able to attach basic energy from your hand. On the other side, the good thing is that the Giratina can go for like 100 without... Giratina can go only for 100, so the only way that Giratina can one-hit knock out our Excadrill is going to be with the Kukui. So no Kukui, no one-hit knockout against our Excadrill, which means that even if we don't have Ranger, for example, we can always just attach basic energy, use our Dredge, and then we can add from deck double course energy, so that's not going to count against Chaos Wheel, of course. But also, if you're not going to play Ranger in this build, and if you face maybe possibly Glacian from nowhere with just, for example, Ninja Boy and that Crystal Ray, for us, probably the game is over. Probably. You can still use the Oranguru and Tapu Lele, but trust me, you really don't want to rely on these 2 attackers. You really want to have something like Pokemon Ranger, so you can just play Pokemon Ranger, smile to your opponent face, and one-hit knock out his Glacian without too many problems, because Glacian is also weak onto the Excadrill. Of course, you can do maybe Escape Probe, Lysander trick, but what if your opponent just does not have basic Pokemon or another Pokemon on his bench? Not gonna happen, so trust me. 1 Pokemon Ranger is here just because I want to play safe, but if you don't feel comfortable doing that, you can just discard Pokemon Ranger out. Of course, running also 1 Kukui, mentioned at the beginning of the video, extra 2 cards, extra 20 damage, really like it, no doubt about it. We really need to have at least 1 of them. 4 Sycamores, of course, discard hand draw 7 cards. Copy of Teammates is absolutely the best thing in this build. After you get knockout, play Teammates, grab any 2 cards you really want, either way from your deck or with 2 pieces of puzzles from your discard pile. So Teammates can allow you to search. Teammates especially is a good card for decks like this, because if you run Puzzle of Times, you can with the Teammates search your deck or your discard pile, which is just insanely strong. Then in addition to that, of course, running 2 copies of Choice Band, 1 XP Share, 2 copies of Float Stones, and of course that's mainly all from the tool cards, and 4 copies of double course energies and 4 copies of just regular basic metal energy. So if you're looking for any of these cards, make sure to check ccgcastle.com. The link is available in my video description. Also, if you're looking to trade your old bulk for the Guardian Raising Sun and Moon, booster box, it's sealed, it's available worldwide. Make sure to check the video description, make sure to check the CCG castle, because why not to do it, because you can get so many good cards in that booster box, and plus it's available worldwide. I'm not sure how many online stores will allow you to trade your bulk and ship you the cards worldwide, so which means it's available for the Europe, America, United States, of course, Australia. So yeah, whatever you live on the planet Earth, you can definitely trade for them. After this intro, let's do one game so you can actually see this deck in action. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos. If you have any questions, just let me know. As always, I hope you're gonna enjoy watching the battle, so we'll see you in the game, so see you there. Alright, so time for some action here with my Excadrill build. I hope you gonna enjoy watching this video, and of course I hope you're all gonna like this deck. Let me also know what you think about it in the video description. Alright, so no basic Pokemon in my opening hand means my opponent can grab one extra card. I need to refresh my hand with 7 new cards, and there is one Drilbur. Alright. I wish I have Ultra Ball for Tapu Lele so I can just grab my Brigette, but unfortunately I don't have. Also, I don't have... yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna one-hit knock out my opponent Darkrai. I can't go for the weakness against Darkrai. However, with my Excadrill, I can hit for like, let me count, 90. With a Choice Band, it's like 180. Well, yeah, I mean, at least I can use twice my Excadrill attack and strike for like 180. Yeah, I guess better than nothing. So, yeah, one Darkness Energy attached to my opponent, Yveltal. And there's also a Choice Band. Against me, this Choice Band is just completely useless. I mean, the only Pokemon that can actually take some damage counters from the Choice Band is my Tapu Lele-GX. But of course, I think my opponent will not waste time knocking out my Tapu Leles. So that was Ultra Ball for Kukui, and oh, interesting that he decided to discard Town Map. I'm wondering why he did that, because he could just have one less card in his hand anyway and be able to see the prize cards that he have. So that's just fine for me, of course. That's it, my turn. Ooh, nice, Trainer's Mail for the Ultra Ball. Looks like that's not gonna happen. What will happen is that I'm just gonna attach my Float Stone and, you know, Sycamore for 7. Unfortunately, discarding one of my Excadrills, but it's just okay for now. More than that, I'm thinking about Trainer's Mail. There is M. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't play Trainer's Mail yet. Let's just pass for now. Let's just pass for now. I mean... Oh, never mind. I could use my Fury Swipes. But it's just useless anyway. 3 coins, this deck does 10 for each heads. Never mind. Alright, so that's just second energy attached to my opponent Yveltal. I mean, theoretically with the energy switch he can surprise me, but looks like that's not gonna happen. What will happen here, definitely my Jolteon will hit the play, and this is pretty cool. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play 2 pieces of puzzles. And what I'm gonna get here is gonna be Excadrill and a Trainer's Mail. But yeah, that Darkrai looks a little bit fat on the bench. So right now I can strike for like 120. Means that I can't go for the one-hit knockout. Anyways, there's a Choice Band. Not gonna take it. I'm just gonna probably play my N here. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with my N. N for 6. Dang, that's just the Ultra Ball. This looks pretty bad. Ultra Ball Yeah, well, I also discard my Choice Band here. I think I'm gonna do that. Or, yeah, I'm gonna discard my Choice Band. I really don't have too much choice here. I need my Drilbur. I need my second attacker in play for the next turn. There is no doubt about it. I think I should better maybe go with my Tapu Lele for Brigette, but yeah. Never mind. Match Claw is gonna be for like 120, and then I can just go one more time for 120. I mean, theoretically, I could knock out his Shaman with my Tapu Lele for Lysander, and then maybe just striking 120 his Yveltal. So I probably wouldn't lose my Excadrill right now with his Darkrai Dark Pulse for like a 80. But it's just perfectly fine. It's just fine. I already have another Drilbur on the bench, which means that I will only need my second Excadrill here. But yeah, I mean, I could definitely go with maybe Lysander for the Shaman, and for the 2-price knockout against Shaman, and just hitting and knocking out his... okay, so he's just gonna use the Field Blower right now, which is pretty cool. And the V-Seeker for Sycamore. And yeah, right now I would actually have 2 price cards instead of just 2 price cards less instead of 1 to take. But never mind. It's just perfectly fine anyways. So yeah, there's the XP share. I wish I had my XP share, but anyway, it would be discarded by my opponent. Field Blower anyway, so... yeah, Dark Pulse for like 100, still not enough for the one-hit knockout, of course. I can't even go for the one-hit knockout against my opponent Darkrai here, which is pretty sad. There is a Oranguru, which is pretty cool. Super Rod. Alright, we'll grab some resources back to my deck. Then I'm gonna play my Sycamore for 7. Alright. There is another Excadrill, and that's gonna be 1 Field Blower, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's attacking with his Darkrai right now for like 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 if he have energy in his hand, which he probably have. That's gonna be like 120 anyways, more than enough for the knockout. So yeah, I don't have plenty options there. I don't even have another attacker on my bench, so I'm gonna use my Dredge, which is gonna be for like a Metal Energy card. Yeah, at least I have Puzzle of Time left in my deck, and that's gonna be like 1 Match Glow for only 50. That's pretty sad. That's pretty sad. I think I shouldn't actually for 60. I think I shouldn't attack with my Excadrill for this turn. I think I should just what? Lysander for Jolteon? Okay, that's pretty surprisingly here. He actually gave me opportunity to stay in a play with my Excadrill. If he was going on for my Excadrill right now, probably the game would be over because I wouldn't have another attacker in play. But right now, I actually have opportunity to knock out his Darkrai with my Excadrill. So I can go for like 60 right now, and 60 times 2 is 120, which is more than enough for the one-hit knockout against his Darkrai. Plus, he's gonna lose attacker, 2 price cards, and 3 energies. That's just insane. Of course, I'm gonna lose my Jolteon. Jolteon, not a big deal, especially because I can just set up another one. I do have my teammates in my hand, which will allows me to take any 2 cards from my deck. Of course, I'm thinking about Puzzle of Time, basically, and yeah, I'm thinking about Puzzle of Time for sure. And what else should I take? Maybe 1 Ultra Ball. Yeah, also 1 Ultra Ball, so I can draw more cards and I can have more options there to do. So yeah, I'm putting 2 cards from my discard pile back to my hand. And one of them are gonna be my Eevee, and the second one should be I think it's better maybe to grab just a Super Rod and something like a Choice Band. So I can have more damage counters. Still, I can even grab another Ultra Ball, for example. But yeah, don't be greedy. Well, not gonna happen. I'm gonna definitely grab my Eevee, so yeah, Eevee and Super Rod. Eevee and Super Rod. I hope I'm not gonna regret doing that. I definitely hope I'm not gonna regret. So, Ultra Ball, 1 Mental Energy, and let it be 1 Professor Kukui. Of course, for another Drilbur, so we can have another attacker ready on the bench. I can attach my double cores energy, I can Super Rod, basically for 2 more energies, and my Jolteon. And right now I can actually use the advantage of my Instruct. So grabbing 2 cards here will be another Drilbur. Alright, that's pretty dope. Another Drilbur, and yeah, right now I'm just using my Match Claw, which is gonna be for 60 and 60 more, enough for the 1-hit knockout. I mean, it's not a 1-hit knockout theoretically, it's 2-hit knockout, but since this Pokemon is allowed to use twice attack, I'm just gonna count it as a 1-hit knockout. So anyways, Eevutal for my opponent with 130. Yeah, he can't even go for the 1-hit knockout here right now at this moment without Eevutal break. Yeah, what he can do is he can grab the Lysander and Lysander my Eevee, and probably right now he regret the decision when he just Lysander my Jolteon on the bench. That move actually loses him game probably. However, I'm gonna have 2 Excadrills right now, which means I'm just gonna need to 1-hit knock out his Shaymin on the bench somehow, which I can do, especially because I have my Dhelmise. And that's very important because I can have 60 times 2, that's 120. There you go with Darkness Blades, 110. I lost my Eevee, which is not a big deal. And the first thing is that he can't use attacks with his Eevutal next turn. Anyways, 2 Timer Balls available. To be honest, I'm gonna definitely play Timer Ball, so I can grab maybe another Excadrill here, and no, I don't have another Excadrill here. Not even an Eevee. So, time to use another Timer Ball. So yeah, 3 hands in a row. That's pretty cool. 1 Instruct can give me maybe Tapu Lele. I think that Tapu Lele is not worth to put on the bench. That's for sure. I mean, I'm just gonna Sycamore it for 7. There's even a Choice Band available. That's nice. That's definitely nice. So anyways, I can't go for the 1-hit knockout against his Eevutal, and that's pretty scary here. That's actually very, very scary. I can Float Stone always, but I think that's not a good idea. I can Ultra Ball, but I know that I can't pull anything with my Ultra Ball. So yeah, I mean, for now I already played my supporter card. I didn't have another Lysander, not even choice and the chance to play my Kukui with the Tapu Lele. So yeah, let's just strike twice for like a 60. And for now, that's just gonna be perfectly fine. Sometimes I actually wish I had 2 copies of Lysanders. In this moment, Lysander probably would be the best option for me, because I could just go for the knockout against my opponent, let's say Shaymin on the bench, and then turn after that just knocking out his Octillery, for example. Yeah, I'm losing my attacker right now, which is pretty bad. Really, it is bad. So I have only for now 1 attacker available, and this is just my Excadrill. So what that means? That means I'm first gonna play my Special Charge. Yeah, he can go for like 120. If I tries to Lysander his Darkrai, I can strike for a one-hit knockout. So I have right now 60, and my choice band will allow me to go for like a 90. And my Oranguru looks like will saves the day here. That's just how it looks. So a V-Seeker for a Lysander. And I'm definitely gonna play my Lysander for his Darkrai. I mean, I could go for the Shaving, but that wouldn't be a smart option. So anyways, Match Glow for like a 90. And then one more time Match Glow for like a 90. So that's 180, and I still have one more. I'm gonna take two cards. One of these two cards are gonna be Excadrill and Flareon. If I knew I'm gonna get Excadrill for my prize cards, I should definitely go with my double course energy attachment to my Drilbur, but that can be 100% possible. And you can't know 100% that that's gonna happen, so I was just looking forward to charge my Oranguru so I can be 100% positive that I can go for the knockout against my opponent, Eevoltal, at the beginning of my turn. So there we go. It's my turn. My top deck is even double course energy, which means that I have plenty of options here to do. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna use my double course energy to my Oranguru, retreat back to him, and basically attack with my Psychic for one-hit knockout, and that's gonna be pretty much it. That's gonna be the GG here, and I'm also gonna take the last prize card, which was a Eevee. That Eevee was prized, but yeah, basically if my opponent didn't go for that, Jolteon on my bench, probably, I don't know how I would just goes back from that position, but he just decided to knock him out. So yeah, at the end I managed to win, so that's the GG.